bum. Okay, so what I've done, Scott,
I'm listening.
is on the upcoming horror movies website, I have chosen six movies that I am anticipating. I can speak on all of them. Yep, yep, yep.
Sure.
And that's me. What's your plan?
So I've got some interesting looking comics that are coming up this year, some horror
Awesome.
comics
Excellent.
that are looking at coming up this year. Uh,
And also the six I've chosen are ones that people aren't going to be, well, apart from one big one being the next one we're going to cover, the Bone Temple.
yeah,
Yeah, being the next big release. The other
yeah.
five are all indie numbers, and two are out now. One of them stars Daisy Ridley, and as pretty much the first horror movie that came out this year. We don't get it to February, even though it's filmed in Australia.
Yeah.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No. Well,
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah, it doesn't come to the
I'll,
top of my head.
I'll save it because it's a goodie. It looks like a fucking goodie. I need to change the zoom to the other monitor. I can't, yeah. Do the side angle look at myself while I'm talking? No, that doesn't work. All right, I've just got to change these tabs over. Did you have a good New Year's?
Yeah, it was all right. Nice and quiet.
Yeah,
What about
same.
you?
Oh, extremely quiet. Stepped onto the train going home
Hmm.
as it turned midnight. Yeah.
Ah, right.
So I don't think I even heard the fireworks. No, they were muffled by the train.
Oh, yeah, we were home by 11:45.
I had no intention though. I just wanted to go home. It was, I finished work at like 11:30 or something like that. And it's not something so sorry, what did you do?
We went out and played board games at a friend's place, and we were home by 11:45.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's cool. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Watch list.
Open the Zoom desktop client. Yeah. Set the background effects or just background. Check the box for mirror my. I do not have a box for mirror my mustache and beard. None. What? There's a whole bunch of settings here I have never even looked at.
What are you looking at?
Okay, so the image behind me is mirrored. Does it come up as 2026 or is it back to front?
No, it comes up my view right way round.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then. To me, it's the other way around.
So therefore mine would be the right way around to you then, yes?
Yes.
Yes, it's backwards to me.
Ah, really? Okay. I'm glad. I thought it was
Yeah.
just me.
Nah, no, you're good. You're good. Okay. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. All
Just
right.
the two of us.
So what?
Just the two of us.
Yeah. Dental pain and whatever Sojourn Soxy's on hasn't quite finished yet. You follow her on social? Yeah.
Now I'm going to be in Perth next week.
Okay. In terms of the King special, that's important because I've
Um,
got Christians down, and there's this another podcasting friend of mine from America,
cool.
Mott, who's a big Stephen King fan. That's why he's there. Yeah.
Um,
So week after. Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I was going to see if I could meet up with Soxy, and maybe I had a weird thought today. We should probably go and see the Bone Temple.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't even thinking that. Yeah, of course. That would be great. Yeah. The Bone Temple. Yeah. So, and I'll see if I can go see it with Georgina and Zan would be good
Yeah.
because they're bound to get free tickets, and I'm going to prod my people as well for that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. No, cool. Let's do that. That's great. Because we want to go. I want to go to Angelica. Yeah.
Angelica's great. I love that
Yeah.
scene.
No, I think that's yeah. I think that's the one. I think that's the one. I've got to kind of soft partner buddy with a cinema like I want to
Yeah.
do. Because New Farm's just a bit too. They've got, they're organized, they're good. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a bit, yeah, hacksaw with not hacksaw, pickaxe with ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get into there. Um, so that's cool. That's cool. Do, 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 do.
Oh, I need to get that list of comics up too, don't I?
Yeah, so you've got comics. What else do
Yeah.
you have? What else do you
Well,
have?
I did a bit of a deep dive in horror comics that are coming out this year, and there's a lot more than I thought there was.
Cool. If you just want to do that, that's
Yeah.
cool. Like movies and comics,
I've
that's a
got
good.
about 4 books that are interesting that are coming out, but a
Mhm.
bunch of horror comics.
Okay. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to um, plays. Huh. Let's see something. No, I'm fine. I'm good. So let's talk about the indie films. Did you ever look at that upcoming horror movie site?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Hmm. Very detailed. Uh, Not very well maintained as a
No,
website, but there's
no.
some decent amount of details in there in terms of what's coming up and what's already out. There is a Luc Besson Dracula movie, but I left it off the list because, first of all, the premise is AI based. Someone puts some prompts into AI, and then there's an anthology of short films based on Dracula.
Yeah.
And Luc Besson's also problematic, and I just
Yeah.
didn't feel, yeah, exactly.
I mean, spectacular filmmaker. Shit.
Uh, yeah, he is. He is. I was watching last time I watched Fifth Element and watching with a bunch of uni students, bless them. But it was worth pointing out that like she goes, so this guy's been head up for being basically a sex pest.
Yeah.
And we have a character here that's the representation of the perfect human being that's basically wrapped in tight rags and talks like a baby.
Yeah.
And I went, God damn you, how dare you? You've
Yeah.
ruined the movie for me.
Yeah. I,
But
would,
again,
I
they're
wouldn't
not
mind so
wrong.
much, but
They're
he
not
looks
wrong.
like a sex pest.
I haven't. I don't know if I've ever seen the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
He
fine though.
looks like
I'm fine.
Harvey Weinstein.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. How are you? How ready are you? Do you
Yeah, I'm
think you
good.
are ready? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Same.
good.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Happy new horror year. 2026.
Yeah.
This is this is the equivalent, Baron, of like a sitcom doing hey, remember when clips
Clip show.
episode, a clip show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got things organized, got things coming, of course, but for now, we're going to do a what's coming in 2026 episode. Yeah. But not just horror movies, Baron. What have you got for us? Hello,
I've
Baron. How
got
are you?
books.
Hello,
I'm,
Baron. How are you?
I've got books and comics. So there's some interesting horror coming out in written and drawn form this year.
Fantastic, because we wanted to expand for a while. And along those lines, I'm not going to be doing what's coming in terms of what's coming in terms of horror movies, e.g., Terrifier 4. We all know it's coming. We all know who's behind it, what's involved. Yes, we're all looking forward to it. I've taken a more indie route from upcominghorrormovies.com and yeah, more indie underground look at things apart from one coming up, which we'll talk about when we get to. Baron?
I've done a similar thing with the comics. I haven't gone too mainstream. I'm going a bit
Excellent.
more indie, a bit more kitchen sink, a bit more close to home.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, how do we want to start it?
Well, how about I do the books first?
Yeah, we'll leave movies to the end there, children.
Yeah,
Yes, so you'll have to stick around, subscribe to us at Evil Popcorn Pod,
at Evil Popcorn
and
Pod.
we'll do the books, comics, and round off with the movies. And please, Baron, if there's anything coming up that you're looking forward to anticipating, we'll talk about that as well, of course.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Look, this won't take long. I'm not going to go too deep on these, but this is just something for the children of the popcorn to keep an eye out for. So book wise, now I'm not mentioning anyone like Stephen King. I'm not mentioning any of like the big names. This is all sort of stuff that you might not see that's probably going to be worth your while.
Excellent.
So I start with a book called Wolfworm by an author called T. Kingfisher. It's a gothic tale set in the North Carolina woods. Looks really interesting. Keep an eye out for that one, children, if you like that sort of Appalachian sort of horror.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
gothic with it. Keep an eye out for it. Literally a book called Japanese Gothic by an author called Kylie Lee Baker, which is another historical horror following characters across the centuries. That if you're interested in reading a bit more about that, there's a site called Book Riot that will give you a bit more information on that. Another book called The Dorians by Nick Cutter. Not a lot of information on this, but I think it might be related to like the Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Okay,
So
nice. I
I'm
like the
looks interesting.
I like the title, Dorian being this very significant name. A shout out to both of you. You know who you are in my life. Yeah.
We've got The House of Splinters by Laura Purcell. Laura Purcell had another horror book called The Silent Companions that was very good. So keep an eye out for House of Splinters by Laura Purcell. And finally,
What's the premise of that? Because that's an enticing name.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's not a lot of
Yeah.
information on it, but The Silent Companions is all over the internet.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and Laura Purcell is an excellent author.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. Nice.
And I'll shoehorn in a sci-fi horror right at the very end. It's a book called Crawl Space by Adam Christopher. So these are all coming out very soon. So there's not a lot of information on them yet. Obviously, they don't want to spoil stuff.
Hmm.
So with Adam Christopher in particular, so he's not New York Times best-selling author. He's written a bunch of horror and sci-fi stuff, but I've known him most recent or most definitely from a bunch of Star Wars and Doctor Who novels. I think he might have even written a Stranger Things novel. Does a
Okay.
lot of genre fiction. So yes, but he has also got a Star Wars book called Master of Evil coming out, which is focusing on Darth Vader.
So all of these names within the world that they've been known within are all big names. Yes. There will be, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, not quite the mainstream, but more underground darlings, if you
yeah,
will.
yeah.
Yeah.
B list authors.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Excellent. Excellent. If you have any questions, further questions, like who are these people, how to access when they do come out, that sort of thing, do, engage with us. Yes, Baron will have all of the answers for that sort of thing. Yeah, definitely.
I'll post these. I'll post the little blurb thing that I've got here in the chat, so that way we can put it in the episode description.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Cool. Did you want to do comics?
Yeah, let's get into comics. There's a few more of the comics. There are some big franchise sequels coming out this year that are kind of horror adjacent. So 28 years later, there's going to be some comics for that. The
Okay,
Mummy,
cool.
and every year there's more and more Evil Dead tie-ins. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Evil Dead tends to be in Dynamite comics. So there's a bunch of sequels,
Mhm.
and like there's a horror series called The Keepers by V. Castro, and keep an eye out for. There's some indie comic producers called Bad Hand and Dark Matter Inc. INK, not INC. So Bad Hand and Dark Matter Inc. have got some interesting stuff coming out. There is a series called Pig Wife, which is from Top Shelf Comics. It's a supernatural thing. I did include one Marvel here. Marvel has bringing out a series based on Null, Knull, who's a horror baddie from the Spider-Man universe and looks pretty interesting. We've got Ignition Press bringing out a comic series called Bloodland. It's basically politics with vampires. There's a YA comedy horror coming out called Touched by a Demon from Dark Horse.
I know
Ignition
Dark Horse.
Press. Yeah.
Yep.
Ignition Press has got a comic called Ripcord, which is an Ozploitation. It's a bit like 28 Days Later, but set in the Outback.
What's it called?
It's called Ripcord from Ignition Press.
Oh, okay, nice,
That looks
nice.
interesting.
We might have to do a focus on that one, maybe being Australian, like
See
we
if we can find
star
it.
next to that, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom Studios is bringing out a comic called Hello Darkness, which is a horror anthology, a bit like the old EC comics. Bleeding Hearts is coming out from Vertigo, and that's a zombie story. Might be a zombie romance based on the first cover.
Okay.
Image Comics is bringing out a H.P. Lovecraft series called The Thing on the Doorstep.
I know the story and I do like Image Comics. It's not quite Vertigo for me, but they're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's enticing.
yeah. So there's an imprint of IDW comics called IDW Dark. It looks like they're leaning pretty heavy into horror. They're doing a prequel comic to the movie Smile.
Yes, I've heard about this. Yes, through
Um,
other movie channels, I've heard about this.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Skybound, which is an imprint of Image, is doing Universal Horror Monsters.
Nice.
Anything in the Dark Horse BPRD Hellboy universe, there's always a bunch of that, and they tend to be pretty horror based.
There's a big property that has a sequel in comic form, I think. Is it Sleepy Hollow? I could be
Yeah,
incredibly. It is, isn't it?
yeah,
Sleepy
Sleepy Hollow.
Hollow. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
Last two things. There's going to be a Quiet Place tie-in, and
Heard
it looks
about
like it's
that.
an EC esque image comic called Super Creep Show, and it is horror, but it's based around superhero horror.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that looks pretty interesting as well. I did put a note to myself here. You need to get this, by the way. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's and that's not the whole year. There's a whole bunch of
There's
horror
so
comics.
yeah.
So much.
Yeah, there is. There is with movies as well, certainly on the more independent, the VOD side of things. Already so much projected. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
berserk. It's berserk. We live, that is the time we live in, but that's all very interesting. I'm very curious about all of that, definitely.
I,
And yeah, please.
when I was a kid, when we were both children, the only horror comic you could get was generally the Tales from the Crypt, the EC comics. That was all that ever came out. Like it was war comics, superhero
Mhm,
comics, kiddie
mhm,
comics, and that one horror comic that would come out that would generally be an anthology story with 3 or 4 stories in it. It was always pretty badly drawn, fairly
mhm.
badly written, and like very rarely scary. And there is some genuinely scary stuff now coming out in comics and books, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious to dive in, definitely. Because it was the Sandman Vertigo where I discovered that comics were more than just superhero comics,
Yeah,
etc., and war comics, that sort of thing. And if they have actually started to put that sort of artistry towards horror, yeah, very keen to dive in. So whatever you want to post, however you want to promote that side of things, please do, Baron. I'm yeah, down for that. Yeah, so should we get to the indie movies? Like, actually,
yeah,
before we do that, let's get the big one out of the way so we can really dive underground. Bone Temple, it's coming up on the 15th. Yes, we're going to cover it. Of
yep,
course, we were all pretty big fans, yeah, of Years Later.
yeah,
28, definitely. And very keen to see how it goes. And certainly if there's going to be more Jimmy.
yeah.
Evil Popcorn is Team Jimmy. And now, Baron, you're saying you're going to be, we're going to do what's the word? We're going to do a across the Great Divide, our coverage will cross.
So yes, I'll be in Perth for when the Bone Temple comes out. So I'm probably going to want to go and see that at some stage at the cinema over there, and
Mhm.
we'll see what sort of episode we can record across the country.
Yeah, get Soxy involved, definitely, if you
I
can,
have
Soxy, of
I have
course.
sent
Yes.
Vanessa a message. Yes.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. And shout out Angelica Cinema. I don't know if you're going to hear this at all, but yeah, very keen to see it there. And yeah, we're going to promote it and certainly cover it when it comes out. Looking forward to that. So what's the word with this? Like Killian, he's going to do a cameo,
Yep.
which it, well, and it's going to be leading towards his I don't know about leading role, but certainly
Larger role.
certainly larger role, yeah, in part three, yeah, of this new trilogy. I look
Yeah.
forward to. And yeah, so Bone Temple is coming, of course. Now the thing is, though, children,
Yeah.
at the start of the year. There's the whole idea that January is the graveyard, sure. But that's just for the blockbusters. That's just for the studios, etc. And I'm throwing Blumhouse into the mix, yeah, because this
Yep.
podcast has experienced that personally. Yeah, we know what these films are. But on the independent side of things, on the more underground side of things, there's already movies out. Yeah, because if you've been following the other movie channels that talk about the festivals, we're not big enough yet to get, we're not allowed to go to the festivals yet. Hopefully one day we will. But there's some really interesting movies that came out in the festivals last year that are starting to be released now. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, one of them I'm going to talk about is called The Plague. Have you heard about The Plague?
I have. Yes.
Yeah, The Plague. Okay, so I've got it up here. Now, the writer is Charlie Pollinger and the director is Charlie Pollinger. And I'll just read what's here. At an all boys water polo camp, a socially awkward 12-year-old is pulled into a cruel tradition targeting an outcast with an illness they call the plague. As he endures the ruthless hierarchy, his anxiety spirals into psychological turmoil while the lines between game and reality blur, and he fears the joke might be hiding something real. That's a fairly good description of what's going on. And it's about bullying. Yeah, if you haven't put that together. Yeah, because, yeah. And watched the trailer. And yeah, it looks really good because it's basically a labor of love that's not under the mannequin strings or the heavy influence of the major tropes of Hollywood, that sort of thing, because it's not having to, pay any creditors or purse strings. Yeah, so they can, so it has that serious tone because it wants to really look at the subject. And the trailer looked pretty damn awesome, and it has this kind of strangest mentality to it, behind the kind of the reasoning of why, which I always appreciate. If you watch the trailer, you'll see. It's up to you if you watch trailers or not.
Yep.
And yeah,
I like
so
trailers.
I like trailers. I'm a fan. I don't have that issue. Not that I'm calling it an issue, but you know what I mean. I'm just going to bring up the poster here quickly. Don't know if we're in the way, but just got to get it out the way there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I am keen on this one.
Looks pretty good.
Okay. Now in Australia, this one, as the terms, it'll be video on demand. Yeah, yeah. The next one we're going to get in February the 2nd, even though it's an Australian film, Baron. Why, you tell me? It's called We Bury the Dead.
Yes, looks really good.
Hey, have you watched any trailers or anything for
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Like the teeth work. It's a zombie apocalypse film, children. Starring Daisy Ridley,
Yeah.
Rey, Star Wars. All grown up and ready to kick ass.
Yeah.
Now, have you watched the trailer?
Yes.
Did you see the teeth work of
Yeah, it's very good.
this zombie girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stained and white and just crooked, yeah, but also grinding together and cracking. And when you have headphones on of good quality, oh my God, the
Yeah,
noises
be
are
careful with that.
horrific. Absolutely horrific. Why I'm excited about this one is that about 5 reviews I've heard of it have all said the same thing instinctually. Once upon a time, people would have seen Night of the Living Dead by George Romero, yeah? And before that, there was Zombie and White Zombie, however way the sequence works.
Yeah.
Whatever way the sequence works. And then came Night of the Living Dead, changed things. Many, many, many years later, we got 28 Days Later, and everyone who saw it, whether you liked it or not, well, that's different at least, yeah? And chat genre redefining. Everyone has said that about this film. Yeah, that's the first thing that's come out of their mouths, yeah? That I am more than excited for because my interest in zombies is near dead, yeah, at this stage in terms of wanting to see a zombie film. When I watched this trailer, the trailer alone resparked, the interest, yeah. So to see and it's Australian, so we will cover it 100% when it comes out, yeah. So that's coming out in February there. Yeah. So it's not quite January, sure, whatever. Yeah. But the plague is out there. Just give me a second because I accidentally closed the tab of
Actually,
the
while
long
you're
list.
doing that,
Please go.
there's a couple of TV shows that people should keep an eye out for as well coming up in 2026. We have the TV show of Carrie from Stephen King. We have Crystal Lake coming out, which obviously people will be aware of what Crystal Lake is. And the 90s nerd in me is squeeing very loudly for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the new Sunnydale.
And what format? What medium?
Television show.
Sorry, you did say television show.
New season of TV. Sarah Michelle Gellar is on board to reprise her role as Buffy Summers, but she won't be the Slayer.
Okay, so do we know who the new Slayer will be then?
Hasn't been revealed yet.
Okay.
There will also be an animated Stranger Things thing on TV as well.
Is that the first spin-off? Is that what we're actually getting rather than episode 9?
It's not a spin-off. What it is it's an animated, I'm thinking maybe mini-series, and it's called, I think it's called The Story of 1985, The Tales from 85. So it's between two of the seasons.
Okay. So that's the next thing to happen. Okay, we've talked about Stranger Things, haven't we?
I mean,
the final,
Yeah,
in
we,
passing.
we talked
Yes,
about the finale.
we've talked about the finale. Okay, okay. Um, so yeah, so basically those are the first two new horrors that are coming. The three, if you count Bone Temple, that are going to come out. Yes, that I can see, according to upcoming horror movies. Now, sorry, saying that just to get my eggs all in a row. That's not a saying. Um, on upcoming horror movies here, there are some things that have already come out on demand. Yeah. There is something that is called self-help.
Oh, haven't heard of that.
You have a look if you want to have a look, have a deeper look. January the 6th, that is passed. So we have something out called Hello Road. Now, if you want to call it family comedy horror, if that's a genre we want to invent. I think the Baron's invented it on this podcast. Anaconda is out. Check out his
Oh,
reaction. Thank you for the viewage. You did very well there, Baron. Well done.
thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
thank you, children.
Yes. Thank you, children. Thank you, children. So The Plague came out in limited theaters. We Bury the Dead is coming out in theaters. Now I've mentioned one, two, if you want to throw an Anaconda, sure. Three. That's three horror movies that are already out. We
Yep.
Bury the Dead and The Plague are the indie movies that are going to come out in the theaters. As always, is our cogito, our motto, our call to arms, go to the cinema. Yeah.
Go to the cinema.
That's why I've pinpointed these ones, along with. I'll talk about that next. So I just want to make sure I get the list right here. One sec, one sec, one sec. Yeah, no, I'll consider that. I'll consider this, Cindy, because the budget has been drastically reduced from the first movie, and that's Return to Silent Hill.
Oh
This,
yeah.
so we're in the territory of what's coming out in 2026 in the indie sphere. What interests Mr. Popcorn? This very much interests me because I'm a big Silent Hill fan of the game. Certainly part two. This is based on game two.
Hmm.
And I'm a fan of the first movie. Think of it what you will. I think that's still the best game adaptation, come movie that we have. And but have you seen the trailer for this one?
Yes.
What do you think of the look of it?
Oh, it looks good. It
You
looks like it's
reckon?
right up our alley.
No, about of the look of the graphics themselves, because
Oh,
basically we have, yeah, I think it looks weird and kind of terrible, but it hasn't put me off wanting to watch the
yeah, yeah,
film.
yeah. No,
Carry
no.
on.
When I say good, I don't mean good quality.
No, it's weird. It looks
Yeah.
like we're watching a walkthrough of the game
Yeah,
in
yeah.
movie form. Yeah?
Yeah.
How
But I
do you
mean,
feel
that's
about, do you have any feelings about that?
not really. I was never a big player of that game. Um, but I love the look of the first movie. I think
Mm,
leaning into the more gamishness for this second film
mm.
may get it a greater viewership.
Of game fans
Yeah,
slash internet hate watch.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It is 2026 after all. Um, I'll be there. I'll be seated though. I will be seated. Just when I saw the trailer, it didn't put me off. But it was like, whoa, that's not. Is that still a movie? I do have to ask that question. Yes, or are we going to watch a game walkthrough committed to the big screen? We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Uh, do you know about Undertone?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Have a
I'm,
look at the.
by the
Huh?
way, I'm Googling these as you bring them up. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Undertone is a audio-led drama.
Oh,
This
okay.
is what first pulled me towards this project. And it also randomly came up on my YouTube algorithm. I watched the teaser trailer, I guess is what it is. And it's just basically, it looks like a black and white Hieronymus Bosch painting
Yep.
meets Battleship Potemkin. So you've got a lot of, uh, a lithograph, but that looks like a horror movie because they're slightly animated and screaming. And then
Yeah.
you have this sine wave, but it's fashioned to be an upside down cross. Yeah. And then when
Yeah.
you're listening to on the good headphones, because you have to for this movie, because that's all with it. That's basically where it's held, is within the cans largely.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris
seems to
Holden
be.
Reed in it.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, so it's a formal experiment, but unlike Presence, where Soderbergh did the visuals with the camera and the perception of the ghost through the lens, yeah, this is what you hear as a spectator, and I guess the lead. I'm speculating, I don't know enough yet. The horror comes through the ears,
Yeah.
yes, the oral experience,
Yeah.
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 That's enough. That's enough. Go check it out more if you
Yeah.
want to there, but that's
Looks
coming.
interesting.
Yeah, you see what I mean? That no one's talked about that yet, so I wanted
Yeah.
to bring that up. And the other one, I've lost my tab. I'm going to bring up Hokum. I'm going to bring up Hokum. It's from the director of Cavity
Okay. Yep.
and Oddity. Let me fact check that actually.
Outcome 2026.
The director is Damien McCarthy. Sorry,
What's
Caveat.
in it?
Caveat. Have you seen Caveat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Caveat. In terms of slow burn, ambiguous, what is happening, underground
Yeah.
independent horror, that one's a great one. Yeah. Uh, really good, subtle, understated performances. And you're not going for kill scenes, you're just going for scenes of high horror and high strangeness with these
Yeah.
movies. And this guy delivers in spades, as we saw in Oddity.
Yeah.
And yeah, that movie, man, in terms of atmosphere, that was one of my top movies of 24, definitely.
Yeah.
So he's doing a new one. It's called Hokum. Um, It involves a strange looking bunny rabbit type figure.
Yep.
Again, as we saw in Caveat. Go have a look at the teaser trailer if you want to. It doesn't spoil anything because he knows about that sort of thing, does our man here. I'm a big fan. And Hokum looks great. And it stars Damien Scott. Oh, sorry, Adam
Adam
Scott.
Scott from
Adam,
Severance.
yeah. Parks and Rec,
Parks and
etc.
Rec. Severance. Yeah.
The monkey. He sparks off the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, first kill scene. Yeah, Adam Scott rules, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go with that. Certainly, if Adam Scott, yeah, he can do high strangeness, Severance, of course.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if he has to wipe out the comedian entirely, though.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, has he ever had to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
But yeah, Hokum. So just to quickly retread, 28 years later, coming out next bloody week.
actually,
That's
there's one I'll add.
please.
Primate.
Yes, I thought you would bring Primate up. Go for it.
I want to talk about Primate, which is about a monkey or an ape. Well, a primate anyway. This is well known in primate study that once chimpanzees get to like basically the teenage years, while they've been all cute and cuddly up until that point, suddenly it is just unmatched rage. And that's sort of the premise of this film. These people have a monkey and unmatched rage happens. I'm really annoyed, and I'm saying this directly to the producers of the movie. The title, Furious George, was right there.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They're teenagers or college students take it home
Yes,
to
the
be a
college students that
pet.
have a monkey.
Yes. It's an important
Maybe,
message. Hmm?
maybe we could get a sequel where Furious George fights the Slaughterhouse.
Yes, now you're talking. Now we are talking gold. We are going to the bank, Baron.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but no, I thought you'd want to cover that. Yeah. That would be one you want to cover, I
yeah,
assume. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely. That would look like you, definitely. And no, I'm good for it because do you remember a Nope? Yeah, that
yeah,
scene. Yeah,
yeah,
with that primate.
yeah,
Yes, apparently it's what you want from that scene, but just expanded out into a movie. Yeah. So that's a pass. That's a pass for me. Yeah, I mean like a pass, not in as a no, but that's a yes. That's a yes
yeah.
for me. Yes, so Bone Temple is coming out next week. And Undertones not that far after. Plague's already out in limited theaters. Just check it out in Australia. What you can do to see it to get it on video on demand there. Return to Silent Hill, that's coming soon. I'll definitely be covering it, if not just a reaction, a comparison reaction, probably to the first one and the new one. And but is that the lot? Hokum, yeah, and Hokum, that's my most anticipated
Yeah.
at this stage, early stage of 2026, recording on the 8th of January.
One of the websites that I like to go to when I'm looking at where to go and see films as well, see them at the cinema, flix.com.au is really good. And
Okay,
it'll do like a location thing. You can go, I'm in Brisbane. I want to go and see Anaconda.
thank you.
I want to see it tomorrow. Where can I go and see it?
Thank you. Yeah, no, yeah, that will save me a bit of time. I've been wanting an aggregate like that for a minute, so thank you.
Yeah. And it doesn't just do cinema, it also does like streaming and sport and trailers and all
Brilliant,
sorts of stuff. So yeah.
brilliant, superb, superb. Is that what all we have that we
I
want to
think
talk
so.
about for upcoming for 2026?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to be flooded. That's my prediction. If you want a prediction at this
Yeah.
stage, how it's going to hold up to 2025 or thus far in the 2020s. Yeah, because it's been quite a definitive half decade so far.
Yeah. Pretty
We've had
good.
we've had 22 and 24, which are both in discussion for two of the best horror years for movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of good horror movies and such, do you want to talk about what you have been watching? Because I'm actually ready to go if you need to bring up your
No,
list.
well, I've got it here, but if you want to start, I'm happy for you to do that.
Okay. Talking about the 2020s, because it started off with a bang. You know what it is. I know you don't like to think about its society, but Mr. Popcorn is here to tell you that you must by watching the movie Eddington. Certainly, if you are an Ari Aster fan, yeah.
Yes.
If you watch it, Beau is Afraid, went, okay, you're still brilliant, but bloody hell, man. Go talk to your mother or something.
Yeah.
And just to be more objective, pacing, you're the same with Damien Leone out there. Your movies don't need to be that long. I know you're into what you do, and I'm into what you do, but yeah, duration is still important. It's like a short story. You've got to be concise. If you're not going to do a novel, make sure you can fill out a novel. Because Beau and Afraid the last hour didn't need to be there. And Eddington got a little bit that way at the end, not as bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I liked Eddington, but it's a very similar movie to Beau is Afraid. I do admit to that, but I'm just so much more fascinated by the subject matter of Eddington because I'm a social studies kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're a social studies kid and, if you on the periphery watched what went on in terms of the conspiracy theories and the this side versus this side, Atari, boxing, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, because that's what it all comes down to, these arguments that we all suffered through, the masking, the social distancing, the right versus the left, and everything that spawns from there. If you want to remember that, and with point being, you have to remember that at some point. That's why he made the film as well.
Yeah.
But it's condensed into near 3 hours. You're going to relive that. And I was better with that, and I could deal with that but because I'm far more fascinated by the subject matter, and he's also projecting outwards. Yeah, this is how he feels and felt about what happened during the pandemic. It's not about him and his mother,
Yeah.
as it was Bowen Afraid. But this man still made Hereditary, then he did Midsummer. And What's Wrong with the Johnsons? If I have the title correct, that first film, go check it out if you dare. Iceberg Children, because it's effed with a capital F.
Yeah.
I will watch anything this man puts out. Yeah. Have you watched Eddington yet, Baron?
No, not yet, but it's on my list.
Okay. Okay. There you go. That's my opinion. Now, this is what I want to talk about because this is the first real horror movies, because the OG is definitely a horror movie. The remake's a dark thriller, and that's Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the remake, then I watched the Danish OG.
Okay.
Uh, the children, the horror community know about Speak No Evil. Have you seen either, Baron?
No, no, I haven't.
Do you know about them?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Just quickly for the children that do not know. In 24, maybe 23, a Danish film came out called Speak No Evil, and it's extreme cinema. Yeah. After watching it last night, it's definitely to be on an iceberg. You can
There's an
put it,
iceberg film. Yep.
yeah, I would put it on the crossway between tier two and tier three, if not squarely in tier three, yeah, middle of the iceberg. Because the Danish know how to do it. If you want to do something fucked up. And the Americans Blumhouse actually put out a remake starring James McAvoy. Love McAvoy. He's intimidating as hell in the remake. He's a fine actor, but after watching the OG, I see where the directing choices. Not that they were bad, but I understood how they were made for an American audience and therefore fell artistically flat for me
Yeah.
in the remake. Martin, shout out. I really get why the remake works better because I get why you don't want to go through, certainly not live what happens in the Danish original. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
the shocking incident, the shocking act, which is the shadow that lives over both films. And after seeing it, yeah, it's shocking. Oh my giddy God. Yeah. But it also makes the film because it's put in the right place at the right time with the build up of the tone, of just, the music and the lighting, the mise en scene, sure. But there's the score, which works in with the character relationships, the framing of it. A lot of this can be seen in the distance. There's not a lot of big close-ups as there's angry close-ups as there's seen in the American remake. A lot of those scenes are done in widescreen in the distance the camera is placed. The alienation because it's the Danish versus the Swiss. And in that world, the social customs and the not saying anything just to keep the social grace is
Yeah.
way more intense than we understand, but you actually get it in this film. And there's one line that both movies share where you understand that the OG is just doing it better. Yeah, that's what I'll say. That's what I'll
Okay.
say for Gina. Shout out for those who, we've had a Facebook discussion, yeah, about these two. That's
Yeah.
my definitive thoughts on the matter. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Good.
yeah, yeah. Baron, what's on your list?
Well, I watched something recently that I'm not going to recommend, but I'm going to name. Um, it's a film from 1985 called Terror at London Bridge. I'm a big fan of Jack the Ripper. I love a good Jack the Ripper story,
Nice,
and
nice.
it's terrible. Obviously made for TV movie. It's got David Hasselhoff in it, and it is awful.
Is he
It's
Jack?
no, no, no. He's American.
Ah,
Jack is played by an Englishman. Don't watch it, folks. You might. It's got a lovely poster. The poster is really good.
I've heard about this. Yeah, yeah. Carry on.
So the
Yeah.
premise of the film is the London Bridge gets moved to America, which actually happened. Like it's a real thing that happened. But one of the stones was missing, and it Jack the Ripper had spilt his blood on that stone, and then it sank into the river. And then years later, they found the stone and they reunited it with the bridge, which resurrects Jack the Ripper, and he goes on a killing spree again.
Yeah,
It is,
I've heard of this.
if you'll forgive the crudeness, fucking awful. And you know me, I'll give a 3 to any old shit.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's a 1. It's inedible.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't even finish watching it.
With the Speak No Evils, if you want to throw in a rating there, because we are a rating podcast at this stage of affairs there, children. I'd like to move beyond that, but we're kind of defining our perimeters, as a pod, so it makes sense to rate things. Like the Speak No Evil, when the remake, Blumhouse remake, I gave it a 4 upon first viewing. It went down a whole point to a 3 after seeing the original.
Oh, okay, right.
Gotcha. Maybe my bad. Maybe it's a golden rule to watch the original first. Whatever. But because the Speak No Evil, it gets a 4. It gets a 4. Because you're left a little too cold at times. Yeah.
Sure.
You're left a little too cold. Saving grace of the remake is maybe that it brings in a more wider general audience, not just American, because this thing was big here in Australia.
Yeah.
To put the point across, to put the messaging across. But the messaging is just like, don't trust people. Yeah. Don't be an idiot. In the end, that's where it goes down.
People
a whole
suck.
Point. Yeah, people do suck, but we kind of know it. But the way and the ending, man, the ending of the original is just one of those, like Martyrs. It's up there with one of those endings. Just Jesus Christ. Humanity. Yeah. Sorry, but please continue.
That's okay. I did see a couple of nice things. Now, these are a little bit lighter than our usual fare. Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2, worth a watch.
Yeah. What did you think?
I quite enjoyed it. It gets a 3.5.
Do you have any feelings in regards to the general argument it's just a bunch of Easter eggs for the game fans?
I didn't play the game.
But it still worked, therefore, as a movie then with a well-structured plot.
Yep.
And a narrative world you could engage in for whatever duration.
Correct.
Yeah, cool. How was Lillard?
Really good. But he's brilliant in everything.
Yeah,
like, he's been amazing ever since he was born.
Yes. Shout out, come on the pod, Matthew.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
A film called Delivery Run from 2025. A food delivery driver gets caught in a deadly chase in the icy Minnesota wilderness, pursued by a crazed snowplow driver for unknown reasons, facing life-threatening situations and forced to outsmart his relentless pursuer alone. It's very good. It's lots of fun. It's nice and light. It's suitably scary. It's got some great acting in it. It's lovely indie kind of feel to it. Really enjoyed it. Probably a 3.75. And I'll finish up with another film from 2025 called Coyotes. Okay, sure. Justin Long and Kate Bosworth in it. Family in the Hollywood Hills menaced by coyotes.
Now, Baron, I'm sorry for doing this whole, the internet has said, what does Baron think? But this is to your eye and somewhat expertise. How were the coyotes, the effects of the coyotes? Because I did hear, what are they, AI? On the internet, yeah?
Comme ça. Sometimes they're good, other times they're bad. There's a lot of reused shots. No doubt the budget for the CG on the coyotes probably didn't stretch real far. So there are shots that are repeated.
Sure. But it's a Justin Long film.
Yeah.
Children. Yeah. And like he's in a lot of horrors that you like. Yeah. It's about the fires, yes? Does that metaphor... Yes. Does that work?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay.
The story in and of itself makes sense until it doesn't suitably for a horror film.
That's the LA fires there
Yeah, yeah,
from the
yeah. So
beginning of last year, this time
yeah,
last year. Yeah, yeah.
there's a twist. There's a twist in the story that does not make logical sense in a realistic world, but makes perfect sense inside the world of the film.
Okay, nice. Good pitch. Good pitch. I'm just seeing if there's anything on here horror-wise.
What else did I watch?
Any
Oh,
trailers that
don't
have
bother
popped
with The
up.
Jester 2.
No,
Eh, it doesn't add me.
because that's our second most popular video that we have on this podcast for
Yeah, yeah.
whatever reason. Thank you, children.
The Jester was really good. The
It
Jester 2
was.
lost its way.
Yes, Haunted Hippie, shout out YouTube horror channel, said that the art comparisons cannot be ignored when it comes to two.
Yeah,
They hit it, if any, there at all, but number two, they just go to town.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not as it's not it feels like a different story to the first one. Yeah,
I've got one. I've got one. Okay, this will be my final shout out because I watched it today. I will post it on Facebook if you want to get our videos because you can't post long form onto Instagram. Yeah, or anywhere else. So henceforth, Facebook. Now, it was an interview with sorry if you heard that. This is an interview with my favorite actor of all time. It's Robert Englund, of course. Yes, at 49. I turned 49 a few years ago, their children. A few years ago, what do I say? A few days
like
ago.
days ago.
And watching this interview today just concreted into stone that this man is my favorite. Robert Englund interview with him today on a podcast there called Darren and Josh Make a Movie. Who the hell are Darren and Josh? I don't really know, outside of the fact they are responsible for putting together most of the goddamn Saw movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know these dudes?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. These guys are putting together a horror movie and they're doing a podcast showing the whole process, the bringing along the subscribers with them along the way. And so you get all the interviewers based on horror people who are basically talking over the concept, talking over the pitches. That's where they're up to now. Yeah.
yeah,
And the one pitch that they have, it's called Horror Icons. And they've done some crazy things with the font and the lettering because it's going to be set at a convention. We have all of the horror icons there. Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm talking Kane Hodder, Robert Englund, of course, Douglas Bradley,
Nice.
Brad Dourif, Tobin Bell, and they've had conversations with Tobin already, who, is basically on board. Robert is on board to, help them make this movie, to
Yeah,
star in the movie, Baron, to star in the movie.
nice.
And Robert Eng was throwing out all these great freaking ideas
So it's the
today.
Expendables of the horror genre.
Precisely. Precisely. And how to throw in external characters. I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to go watch it there, children, because I want you
Yeah,
to get behind these guys there as well, because this is the new way to make movies, certainly through the horror community as well,
yeah.
because this is what it's about, community, because it's made for fans. We have YouTubers out there, like people like us making horror feature films. There's a new one out there coming out this month. It's called Iron Lung. Should throw that into the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check that out there, children. That's coming out soon. We have Chris Duckman's out there, of course, Shelby Oaks. Yeah, that's out there now. But these guys, what they want to do, this is way more up my alley. Yeah. And I imagine up yours there, Baron.
Yeah.
And so check it out, the ideas that England has to expand upon this idea of what it is essentially what they've put out there. It's not Freddy saves the day with Jason and with Jigsaw. No. It's Tobin Bell Douglas Bradley, Robert
Yeah.
Englund have to save the day
Yeah.
at the horror convention. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Robert Englund went to town on expanding the idea. And it was like, this is going to be fantastic. And it's
Yeah.
actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Subscribe to it and watch it happen in front of your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like us, yeah, gentle, of a certain seasoned, variety
Yeah.
like ourselves, who are into horror, if those icons are still the pinnacles where everything, the lotus blossom blooms out of in terms of horror, yeah, watch this pod.
Yeah.
Once more, it is called Darren and Josh Make a Movie.
Okay. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Now, I do have to finish on a positive note, though, because I was a bit negative about the Jester and the
Sure.
Jack the Ripper thing. Children do find a way to see Primitive War. I believe it's on streaming. It's on a bunch of streaming services.
I thought you'd like
Vietnam
this.
War.
There's no shade in any of my reactions to your movie choices, but I thought you'd love this. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, Primitive War. It does dinosaurs right. It's cheaper than Jurassic Park. Obviously, you can tell the difference between Spielberg special effects and Luke Sparks special effects. But it is a really good story. Everyone's acting their asses off in it. It's very good. It's easily one of my favorite dinosaur films.
Is it, Baron? Is it Platoon meets Jurassic Park World, whatever?
Kinda.
Kinda? Okay.
It's a little bit,
Okay.
probably a little bit more dog soldiers with dinosaurs.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there's elements of Platoon to it. Elements of The Gorge as well.
Now you're enticing me. Now,
Yeah.
I'll definitely see Primate with you, though. I'll definitely
Yeah,
see
I definitely
Primate.
see Primate.
I'm curious to see what the ape does. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'm keen to see what happens in 2026. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll cover the big IP stuff, definitely, but as always, seeing what's beneath the surface. Always beneath the surface. Rest in peace, David Lynch. As he showed us at the start of David Lynch, you've got a pan down below the white picket fence and the well-manicured lawn to see what is thriving and swarming underneath with the bugs and the cockroaches. Always of more interest, yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to continue. We've got a little bit more It stuff. The King special. There's goddamn brilliant artwork. Shout out Marcellus. Yes. Love what you're creating for us. And Mott Spock and Christian for, coming along with that. That's going to be fun. I really look forward to that. It's going to be the whole roster for their children that's coming out after this. And King will never stop, though. King will never stop. And we're going to do the historical approach. Yeah. So, us oldies will enjoy that. And for you little colonels out there, yes, all the new stuff will be covered this year. And that's all that I know that is coming off the top of my head. Yeah, I'll think of 15 things once we stop recording, of course. Yeah. But I'm just excited to keep going, Barrett. What do you reckon?
I'm excited to keep going as well.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
It's just fun. It's just fun. And we've done over 100. We're just, we're out to sea now. We're an actual podcast now. We are out to sea. We are definitely out to sea. Can I say it on here? Because there's a review embargo because it's released a couple of days after. We've got a fun, dark one coming from Walked In Publicity. I'm not sure if I've even told you about it there, Barrett.
I did see a message on the Facebook page, but I didn't dig into it.
Yeah, for not quite exploitation, but for you children out there that likes it a bit more nasty and grimy, definitely on the more underground level. We've got one coming from Walked In Publicity at the start of February, but we'll have enough coming for January as well. Bone Temple. There we go. Yeah, there you go. If you want to get sizzled, yes, we're definitely going to do Bone Templed. We're going to be Bone Templed, Baron.
Yes.
On that note, stay sick. Stay sick for 26.
2026.
2026. Yeah.
Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
No, I have nothing. I have nothing.